Oh, wait a second.
Whoopers.
Hopefully.
Hello. Welcome to a house of love.
You just change it? I thought it was a temple of grace.
Well, today it looks like a house of love with all the hearts.
Yeah.
So.
It says grace. A cup of grace, thank you, love.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Peggy.
Hello.
Welcome. Good morning. So if you're just getting here for the first time, welcome. Day 2 of the prosperity journey that we are going to take us on, whoever chooses to show up and say yes to this. You ready for a song already?
No, I'm just like.
Just strumming?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can be whenever, but I just was strumming.
Good morning, good afternoon, good day, wherever you are, knowing that it's evening in the UK. It's, we're just rising here. Not just rising. No, we've been up. But we're here with you. And
it's the holidays.
Happy New You, Happy New We. Yesterday we launched this 40-day prosperity journey that, just to give a little backstory, Spirit gave me a little nudge to offer, to pay it forward. You know, the beginning of 2020, I took John Randolph Price's book, his Little Green Abundance book, and I dove deep into it probably for the 3rd or 4th time. And all those times prior, I hadn't completed it. I hadn't finished the 40 days. I'd done maybe 15, 20, and then I just kind of went, other things get in the way, and life goes on, and all that good stuff. But I'm inviting you to stay with us just for 40 days. Just tune into this whenever you can, however you can. You can be with us live, or you can go at any time you want. And it's a very simple offering. It's nothing going to be long. We're not here to be an hour. We were an hour. It was a New Year's message yesterday. So.
And you know, the cool thing is each day has an affirmation that you just really rehearse throughout the day. And so if you go to either one of our walls or the Powers of Love right here where you're at, you can have that for yourself just to remind yourself of the truth. It's so good to have it to just look at.
How are you doing today?
How am I doing?
How are you doing today? What's up for you?
My heart feels really full today. I feel like I've been getting up in the morning and doing another 40-day program. Today was day 14. It should have been day 16, but just because of the holidays, I got a little bit behind, but it's always perfect. And it was about a turning point. It's a turning point. Moving past grievances and really knowing that there's nothing worth hanging on to ever. And it's just
Heather,
walking.
Grace Powers, you don't have any grievances. What are you talking
about? Lord. Oh, Lord. You know
okay.
what? The amazing thing about this work is, like, you don't realize how many grievances you really have until you get rid of some of the grievances that are right at the top. And then all of a sudden you start to realize that the way that you view life has a lot of grievance on it that you're even unaware of. It just becomes so normal. You know, that negative self-talk is so normal. So it feels really good to be able to identify it and see how treacherous it is. We're so freaking hard on ourselves and each other at times because it's like sitting right there. So.
Well, I went to bed a little agitated last night because I got an email about fraudulent activity on a source of income. And it was interesting. I was like, I found myself, we started this whole 40-day prosperity, and this is just to show you how it works. You know, you take a step forward in going, okay, I am healthy. And then you say that, and then all of a sudden, oh, really? Are you healthy? Are you, I am prosperous. Oh, really? Life tends to, and I remember a spiritual teacher of mine, you know, when we push forward and we assert our will, knowing it is God's will, but we're here in I see it as like a mire. There's like your consciousness creates this auric field around you. It creates this kind of plasma. It creates this liquid light, liquid substance around you. So when you push and assert your will with your mind that I am this, it pushes and it hits your boundaries, and then it pushes back. And so we continue to push and continue to assert our mind, and not in a when I say assert, it is point your mind, you know, thy eye be single, we talked about yesterday, really pointing your mind. And so I had an experience of where, okay, you know, we declared, if you missed last time, go in the beginning or go to the 40-Day Prosperity Plan by John Randolph Price and see the paragraph that's that letter of intent. And we say that today, I cease believing invisible money as my supply. Because I got caught up when I look at my bank account, or I think that, well, this is my job and this is where I get income, or this is my inheritance and this is where money comes in. Once that runs out, then I'm done. Or if this job ends, then I'm done. Or if they don't behave, or my stocks don't do something, or whatever. That's how we've been functioning. We look at the visible money as our supply. And so what we're doing here for these next 40 days, as we did in the beginning of January 2020, that really catapulted us into a new experience and really had one of the greatest years we've ever had in 2020, mysteriously, auspiciously, but scientifically. It's a science. It's a science of the mind. It's a science of the mind and the heart. That when we take captive of our mind and heart and see what programs are running in there, clear them out, install new software, because you are a bio computer inside here. And it takes work to clear out, right? So here we are, day 2. And so we're not gonna, this is gonna be just impromptu. We don't have a set agenda. There's gonna be an affirmation we're gonna do here in just a moment. But we're committed to doing 40 days with you. Beginning our day, kind of beginning our day. We began our day already.
We can always begin it again, right? Always.
So hello to all of you. Hello, Michael Post. Hello, Tammy. Hello, Ava. Welcome. Welcome to the Temple of Grace for a morning of realigning our mind.
So let's play a little bit. Just sing Om Namah Shivaya.
My Christmas present.
One power, breathing our every breath, seen and unseen life, seamless in birth and death.
Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya.
I swallowed my spit.
Forgive me if my rhythm was a little off, but...
Oh, that's so good. You know what? It's so good to start the day like that. One thing that we've learned in our house that, you know, if all else fails, sing your prayers. You know, sometimes you don't have the words. Sometimes it can just be toning it out. Sometimes it's just connecting to that breath inside of you and that voice that participates with the breath. It's the dance with the divine, that breath that is always breathing us, but adding our note and saying yes, yes, yes. And I know for us that lifts our hearts instantaneously.
If anything, just keep coming back for the music, keep coming back for the songs, sing with us. We'll be doing a lot of the same songs, you'll start catching it for 40 days, right? Just a little bit of time. And I have to say, singing with Heather has just been a joy. I'm not the greatest singer in the world, and I'm okay with that.
You're a wonderful singer. Don't admit
I
it.
am not the greatest singer in the world. I'm okay with that.
And neither am I.
So I don't need to compare myself to Heather. I get to just sing my keynote, my heart's expression and devotion to Creator, to God, to the force of all that's good. And I know many of you watching will do the same. And I know many of you watching, you may be singing Heather songs throughout your days. And definitely look up Heather Powers on YouTube. Look up Heather Powers on Spotify. And get some Heather Powers in your life. Because singing with her is a joy. And you can sing with her in your car, in your home. And I encourage it.
Thank you.
It's a joy.
That's the joy of life. I think the sweetest times that we've had with other people is when we're singing with them.
Yeah.
It's like we all become little kids. We let it go. We just release, and that innocence comes through.
So 40 days of prosperity, right? So back to the reason why we're here now. And prosperity, we're definitely talking about money. You know, at a time in our life, you know, we started a company back right after we started doing this. All of a sudden, this incredible opportunity came into our life called the All for One Club. And if you want to know more information about that, I'm not here to plug necessarily the All for One Club, but I cannot not talk about it. Because we aligned with a mission with a few other key people to begin something in the middle of a pandemic, in the middle of a lockdown, in the middle where people are losing their jobs and their health is concerned. God, our Creator, the Holy Spirit, guided us into a group of individuals that says, look, our mission is to help individuals live a happy, more prosperous, more healthy life. And prosperity looks different in all different ways. So when you start doing this work really intentionally, not just, you know, you can view it and watch it, but I encourage you to take this into your heart, to take these affirmations, to take these 10 statements. We're going to do 10 statements, 4 cycles of them, and we're on day 2, all right? But you start really regurgitating and contemplating and rehearsing and saying these, like I was saying this in the shower today. And I'll say it throughout my day. And we'll post a meme that you'll have, and you can save that, put that in a little save folder, and have that to look at throughout your day. All right? And so day 2.
Lay it on me, baby.
Affirmation.
Lay it on me.
Here we go. Day 2.
Jet's
affirmation.
probably like, what are they doing out there?
Jet's good.
It's like, oh.
So day 2, here it is. I lift my head and heart.
I lift my head and heart.
To be aware.
To be aware.
To understand.
To understand.
And to know that the divine presence I am is the source and substance of all my good.
Is the source and substance of all my good.
Let's do it 2 more times. I lift up my head and heart.
I lift up my head and heart.
To be aware.
To be aware.
To understand.
And to understand.
And to know.
And to know.
That the divine presence I am.
That the divine presence I am.
Is the source and substance of all my good.
Is the source and substance of all my good.
All right, I want to hear you. I lift up my head and heart.
I lift up my head and heart.
To be aware.
To be aware.
To understand.
To understand.
And to know.
And to know.
That the divine source that I am, to the divine presence I am.
That the divine presence I am.
Is the source and substance of all my good.
Is the source and substance of all my good.
Now, where does that hit an argument in your mind? Or maybe you're saying, I know that. And as our dear friend Morgana Ray would say, yeah, you might know it 5% of you, but there's 95% or so, give or take, that's still uncovering that and still believing that, because there's parts of us that have core beliefs around money, around prosperity, around health, around relationship, around community, around security, around safety, many different beliefs and concepts and understandings based on things that may have happened before, or maybe things that you've witnessed in a life outside of you, where you took on some beliefs and put them into your core operating system. And so rehearsing this for 40 days, rehearsing this throughout your day, do this every few often. Maybe put an alarm on your clock. Oh, time to do the affirmation. I lift up my head and heart to be aware. You know, a lot of us aren't even aware. A lot of us are looking down. We're looking into our belly. We're looking into our computers. We're looking into our bank accounts. We're looking at the stock market. We're looking at everything moving and growing and going, okay, that's my good. That's the source and substance of my good. And oh my God, it's moving, it's shaking, it's depleting. Fear, trepidation, all that stuff comes in. So lifting up, gaze to the holy heavens, the stars above, to the God presence. And we know that God just isn't above. God is below, God is within, right?
Yes, and there's a physical, I was reading about this the other day, that one of the things that it literally, our chemistry shifts when we lift our head up. And I remember we were in China, and we had this man come in, and he was doing acupuncture and adjustments on all of our music team. And he came into our room, and Jason did his, and then he came over to me, and he got my neck, and he started laughing, and he goes, you need to look up more. And I took that as metaphoric, and he was meaning it physically. It's like something happens when we know that the vastness of creation is wanting to pour into us.
Yeah. I lift up my head and heart to be aware. You know, put your gaze higher. Lift your gaze higher. Lift your heart higher. Lift your head higher. You know, here in the, you know, you could even look at it dimensionally. If you're looking in the 3D plane of matter, dense matter, you know, you might experience some emotions. You might experience some thoughts. Lift your head and your gaze and your head and your heart to a frequency that is higher. That's what really ascension is. It's lifting your head, your concept, your vibrational field to a higher frequency. And so you're lifting up my head and my heart to be aware and to understand and to know deep down in my core being that the divine presence I am is the source and substance of all our good together. So thank you, Michael, brother. Love you too, man. Love you and Ali. And I pray that this supports you. Again, this is our commitment, and share this, go back, watch this later, and this will be housed there. Again, there will be a meme that we'll have. You can go back to our page and stay tuned. There's a lot of goodness that we're coming through that we're excited about, and this is just a free offering for you all. To just, what you do now, what you set your course to, These aren't New Year's intention. These aren't New Year resolutions. This is just an intention and a commitment. One of the other things we're committed to is our wellness. We're doing a 90-day wellness starting here on January 11th. We'll talk more about that. But there's so much goodness to have if you just make a decision. Make a decision today that today is going to be the best day of my life because I'm choosing to align my mind and lifting my head and heart. And any last words?
I just would add to that, just may you be free today. May you be free in your heart. I think this year for us, we've invited more play, more joy, more lightness, not taking things so serious, more buoyance, more of the feeling and the sensation and the experience that everything's good, despite everything that our eyes want to see or trick us into thinking everything is good. And when we keep our heart and mind, no matter what comes, we can have joy in the middle of it. And so we just bless you, and may you be free and joyous in your heart today.
And remember, the divine presence you are is the source and substance of your good today and every day.